Found it.
Hey guys, Hop here for TFBTV. We are at the NRA annual meeting 2025, talking to Chase at the AGM booth. You guys had some new thermals at SHOT Show this year. We got to play with them, but we didn't get to talk to you guys about them. So we are here to correct the record.
Yeah. So this is kind of our new Adder V2 series, right? So we introduced the first Adder series in about early 2023. And this is the new updated sensors, updated functionality. And the big difference is you'll notice, is even though you can't see anything external, these all have a built-in LRF, right? So this is our new 1280 sensor unit with an in-lens 60 millimeter LRF, full ballistic calculation. This is our 5640. And then even in our 35 millimeter, even if we didn't have room to squeeze it into the lens, we still got an external LRF across that series too.
So in terms of the resolution gain, the previous high resolution model would have been 640 by 480. So in terms of overall gain and resolution, how much of a difference does 1280 make?
So these new 1280s, due to the pixel size, have about 4 times the pixel density as a standard 640 by 512 resolution unit, right? So they've got the biggest one is that you got to use a little bit bigger lenses to raise that base magnification up enough to get it comfortable, which is right around 2.5 to 3 is what most guys prefer. But yeah, it gives you about 4 times the pixel density, but it just gives you a much wider field of view. It's just much more comfortable on guys viewing. And of course the detail is obvious in the resolution differences, so yeah.
So not only more detail makes it easier to identify targets, but 100%. Also gives you the ability to zoom in on the picture more times without losing clarity?
Yep, exactly, yeah. So basically with any digital optic, anytime you double your base native magnification, your optical magnification, you also cut kind of the resolution in half, right? So it doesn't work out exactly that way, but as a rule of thumb, you're at 1280 at 2.5x, and I want to zoom up to 5. I'm technically looking at a 640 right now. I zoom again, I'm technically looking at a 320. So you just start with a higher number. It makes more in that range usable instead of getting real pixelated really quickly.
And is there a different base magnification between the different resolutions?
Yeah, so what base magnification is it's, as we tell people, if they say, man, I really like this, but I wish you had a 3.5x version or a 2x low base mag version. And we say, well, the phrase is you can't cheat the physics. So that is determined by a mathematical equation, and it's lens size, sensor resolution, micron size of that resolution, and the display in the eyepiece. So as you change those factors around, it alters the base mag, and that's your true optical. So I can manipulate it by saying, if I want to keep all this the same, what should I do, a 70 millimeter lens? Should I do a 65? Should I do a 60? And that may change it from 2.75 to 2 to 2.5, and then we just kind of adjust to what we think the market wants best.
And you guys are doing the high resolution model in the Rattler as well, right? Which is more the flat top mount?
Yeah, so the housing, it's actually called the Evolver, and it was the first 1280 we'd kind of been in the design process with. It's got an external LRF. The only reason that one was external with the same lens size, 65 versus 60 millimeter, is we started on these about 6 months later, and by the time we figured it out, we were kind of done with the Evolver series, and it was already on its way to the market. But we've got one, they're a little more compact, so guys that like the AR platform and want to get short as possible might go that route. Internal functionality in the ballistic calculator and all that is pretty much the same. So this gives the bolt action guys can slide these back and forth in the mount and get a little bit better eye relief.
So the same functionality is available in both form factors. 100%. It really is a matter of do you need this to bridge, a classic bolt gun
when
mount?
Guys do, and they'll wonder, we're internally, functionally, between our Rattler V2s, our Clarions, our new Rattler V3 that's coming out, compact is the name of the game. Internally and how they function is almost identical. It's really just a preference. We see guys with ARs that love adders and they mount them up, and we see guys with bolt action that have no problem with the compact, so it's kind of just a personal preference.
And is there any real difference in battery life between the two form factors?
Yeah, so the form factor there could do it. So what we've got here is that tube, unlike having glass in there and we would on a glass scope, we put 2 rechargeable, non-removable 18650s. So we've already got 2 in that form factor, and then horizontally we've got an emergency that you can remove. So if you're in the field and you've run out through that 7 hours of battery life, 8 hours of battery life, and you say, oh, I don't want to go back to the cabin and charge up, I can still throw an 18650 in there horizontally, and it'll give me another couple hours of life there in the field. And of course, they all take mini USB, so if you wanted to mount an external power pack and get 20, 30 hours, you can always do that too.
Right on. Do you have a price point and availability for all these, or any?
Yeah, so they're now all the Adder V2s are now available and shipping regularly. The same thing with our new Evolver in 1280. So they start, the 1280 start at about $7,000, And if you work your way down to the 384 resolution, you can get down to about 2400 with the non-LRF, and then 2795 with the LRF, and that's a 35 384 version. Yeah. So.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Chase, for walking us through it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Stay tuned. Still got a lot of stuff to come from NRA Annual Meeting 2025.